All right, hello, not grade 6, grade 3, happy Wednesday. By now, everyone should have their packets, so it should be nice and smooth. I want you to watch this video, have your math pages open right in front of you, and you can pause to do some work, start again and listen, pause, do some work, start again and listen as needed. So then just by the time you finish the video, you're just about finished with all the pages. Don't watch the video all at once and then do the work. Stop and start as you need so you can hear the instruction and then just do it right away. That will make things much more natural, like you would do it in a normal classroom, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen with you. We're gonna keep moving with some graphs. Today we're gonna be working on bar graphs. So let's read about a bar graph. You guys have probably seen these before. You might have done them before. If so, you're on great track. A bar graph uses bars of different lengths or heights to show data. So your bars can go this way or they can go up like this. In grade 2, you didn't have math yet, so if you had, you would have used it with a scale of 1, but a scaled bar graph can use a scale greater than 1. So when we did our pictographs, they were scaled. The key told you a picture of this means 2, or a picture of this means 4. You can do the same sort of idea with a scaled bar graph. You can have part of your bar represent more than just 1. That's what we're going to do today. So we're given a tally chart here, and we need to make it into a scaled bar graph. Let's look at all of our pieces here. So Milo surveyed 5 grades to find the number of May birthdays. He recorded the data in a tally chart, display the data in a vertical bar graph. So we have this tally chart here. He asked first, second, third, fourth, and fifth graders, grades 1 through 5. How many people had birthdays in May? So I see first had 5, second had 11, 3, 4, and 2. So to draw a bar graph, we draw rectangles. This one, we're just going to draw them vertical. Vertical means up and down like this. Vertical, horizontal. Vertical, horizontal. So this one's vertical. You need to draw a rectangle and label the side and bottom of the graph to describe the information. We also need to give the graph a title. So first, we're going to label the sides. So we have along the bottom our grades in school. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Up on the left here, we have the number of students who have May birthdays. Now, we've scaled it. Each line represents 2 students. So instead of just counting by ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, since we have up to 11 here, we scaled it so each line represents 2. So we're counting by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. A scale is a set of numbers that represents the data organized into equal intervals. The scale is just how much each line represents. It could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 10. Your scale will really depend on how big of answers you have. If you have bigger answers, you'll want to spread out the distance between these more. So maybe if you had really big numbers, maybe you would count by 10s instead of 2s. Okay. We also need a title here. What is our title up here? May birthdays. So we would put May birthdays up here as well. And then you draw the vertical bars to match the data. So first grade had 5. So I know I need to go up to 2 and up to 4 and then halfway between 4 and 6. That represents 5, that halfway point. And I can shade in my rectangle. Okay, you can use a ruler to draw your rectangles, or you can just freehand it. They don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be mindful of where it hits because that's showing the number. If it looks like it's at 6, then that's not correct. Okay. All right, let's look at a couple more examples. All right. Data can also be displayed in a horizontal bar graph in which bars go from left to right. So the other one was vertical. This one is horizontal. They're moving this way over. Here's our tally chart. Desmond surveyed his friends about their favorite summer sports. Display the results in a horizontal bar graph. So they had tennis, swimming, baseball, and biking as their options. First, we're going to fill in the frequency. Remember, the frequency is just a number. So let's count here. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 for tennis. 5, 10 for swimming. Remember, I can count by fives. If I see that crossover, that means 5. 5, 6, 7 baseball, and 5, 6 bike. So these are the numbers I'm going to use to fill in my bar graph. First, we're going to draw it out. Then we need to label. So our title is favorite summer sports, same as up here. On the side, we need to label that these are the sports, bike, baseball, swimming, and tennis. And then this is the number of friends. We're going to have our scale set at 2 again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So they've already drawn this for us, but just so you can see, tennis had 4. So we know we go past 2 to 4, and it should be right on that line. Mine's kind of messy. Undo that, and then you can fill it in. Now, swimming goes to 10, so it's right on the line. Baseball, on the other hand, is 7, so that's going to be in between 6 and 8, right in the middle there. Biking had 6, okay? All right, let's scroll down. Now, this time you're going to display the set of data from example 2 in the vertical bar graph. So all you're doing here is changing this from horizontal to vertical. Vertical is up and down, like the first example. So they filled in everything for you. You just need to turn it kind of sideways. So you see tennis, you know the number is 4, so you're going to draw your rectangle here up to 4 and shade it in. And same for the other 3 sports. Okay. Now, you're going to go through, and there's a couple more here, and then they have some questions for you. First, you're going to take the data from the tally chart, and you're going to fill in the blanks over here. So it's missing a title here. Title should be the same. And then what is this? What are these? It tells you over here on the tally chart. And then it already put number of students. It has scaled it to 2 here, so pay attention to that. So you need to draw your bar graph, count how many cardinals, how many robins, and how many goldfinches, and then draw your bar graph horizontally. Excuse me, vertically. Up and down is vertical. How many students responded to the survey altogether? How many students were asked for this question total? How many more students like watching the goldfinch than the robin? How many more voted for goldfinch than did for robin? These both should have a label, a number and a label. Check the question to see what your label should be. How many students responded? How many more students like watching? Okay. All right. This one here, they've given you a little less information, or different information, I suppose. It's about the same amount. So you need the title. You need to tell what these are. What is a rabbit, kangaroo, hamster, lion? What's the category here? Then you are going to put the time in years. So you're going to scale this to 2 as well. So if you notice in this one, 0 is always at the corner there. So I will tell you, this is going to be 0. This is going to be 2, and you can fill in the rest. Count by 2. Then you need to fill in your bar graph. This one is going to be horizontal. So your shapes are going to be going this way. This one, they're going up and down. This one, they're going this way. Okay, so you have your numbers, and then you can fill it in accordingly. And you have your questions. How many fewer years does the hamster live than the kangaroo? How many fewer? How many less? What is the difference of years? You should have a label. Which 2 animals, when you subtract their lifespans, will equal the lifespan of the hamster? That sounds confusing. Let's break that down. So there's 2 animals. If you were to subtract them from each other, you subtracted one from the other, it would equal how long the hamster lives. So hamster lives 2 years. two of the other numbers, 10, 5, or 7, when you subtract them, you get the answer of 2. So which two animals is that? When you subtract one from the other, you get 2. So you'll write 2 animal names here. Then let's not do number. Oh, where'd my pen go? We don't need to do number 4. Bloop. Okay. Next page. Last page. All right. Here we go. We have a bar graph. You need to answer the questions. How many more states border Ohio than Michigan? So how many more states? This is showing number of bordering states, but that just means states that touch. How many more border Ohio than Michigan? What's the difference? So, and to write a number sentence, that would mean you would do something like, let me show you an example. A number sentence is just when we have a number, any number, minus or plus another number equals what? So your number sentence here to figure out how many more states were counted for Ohio than for Michigan. How many more states border Tennessee than Ohio and Florida combined? So you're going to add Ohio and Florida, and then Tennessee, you should subtract this total. Okay? Then you should have a label in your answer. We're talking about states. Okay? You can pause and do those. Then we'll move along here. Look at this vertical bar graph. One more person or pump responds that a boat is his favorite way to travel. Write an addition equation to show the total number of students that were surveyed. So you need to find the total number of students surveyed. So how many said train, how many said plane, how many said car. Add those up. And then if you had one more person vote, you need to add onto that too. What would be the total number of students? You should have a label. How many times as many students prefer to travel by plane and train? Oh, let's not do that one. We'll talk about that together. Yeah, you don't need to do 8, 9, or 10. So hopefully you watch this video all the way through. You just need to do number 7 here, and we'll kind of discuss these and the middle. Okay. Alrighty. You can, hopefully you've been working as you go. So you're just finishing up now. Otherwise, you can go back and do any that you did not do